10 signs she's in love with you but afraid to show it. Did you know people in love often hide it by acting useful instead of romantic? When fear is high, affection sneaks out through logistics, timing, and tiny repairs. I'll walk you through 10 surprising signals psychologists spot quickly, but most guys miss. And the last one? It only appears when feelings are deep, which is why it's the hardest to ignore. If you're new, we give daily dating advice for men. Comment below with your opinion, and hit subscribe to keep growing. 1. She creates safe detours to reach you. Value first, emotion later. If she wants to talk but can't risk looking obvious, she'll route contact through usefulness. She'll ask for your opinion on a decision you're uniquely good at, send a link that solves a problem you mentioned, or request a quick sanity check when she knows you're between meetings. These aren't random touchpoints. They're engineered corridors where interaction is justified by value. Underneath is the foot-in-the-door principle. Start with a small, socially defensible request to keep the channel open. Notice the timing. She messages when your response probability is high, or when a reply can be filed under professional helpful rather than flirtatious. It's not the topic that gives her away. It's the well-aimed precision and that tiny lift in her energy once the practical box is ticked and the conversation can drift, safely, into warmer water. 2. She starts to self-disclose, slams the brakes, then reopens later. You'll see it mid-sentence. She's sharing a real thing, family friction, a fragile goal, a past wound. Then she pivots to a joke, changes the subject, or checks a notification that didn't buzz. Later that night, you get a voice note or a quiet DM where she finishes the thought. That on-off rhythm isn't flakiness, it's progressive disclosure. She's testing whether your curiosity survives the interruption, and whether you hold the doorway open without yanking her through it. If you remember the thread and invite it back with gentleness. You were saying your sister surprised you. How did that land? Her whole system relaxes. Fear doesn't mute everything. It taps the brakes at the edge of meaning. The restart is your evidence that meaning is exactly where she wants to be, with you, once safety checks out. 3. She gives displaced compliments that keep her deniability intact. Instead of, I like you, she praises your ecosystem and the effects you have on it. Your friends rally around you like you're their anchor. Your playlists fix my afternoons. People breathe easier when you walk into a tense room. It's admiration wrapped in objectivity. If you don't reciprocate, she can retreat into just an observation. Psychologically, it's impression management. Signal warmth through competence and impact, not overt desire. Listen for how specific she is. Vague compliments can be social grease. High-resolution ones require attention and time. When someone is afraid to reveal feelings, respect becomes the safe container for affection. She'll describe what you do in ways that imply who you are, and that subtext nearly always glows. 4. She sets up tiny trust collisions to measure your repair speed. A trust collision is a low-stakes wobble she accidentally causes. Misquotes a plan, teases you a shade too sharply, forgets a detail you care about, then watches how fast and how kindly you repair the moment. This is a micro-stress test. People who fear rejection don't ask, will you love me? They ask, what happens when I'm not perfect? If you clarify without condescension, smile without scoreboard energy, or shoulder a bit of the miscue to steady the interaction, her nervous system clocks a green flag. Repeat that cycle and you'll notice those collisions were never clumsy. They were careful experiments. She's mapping your rupture and repair pattern because love is not the absence of friction. It's the reliability of repair. 5. She resists accepting favors, then invents equalizers to erase debt. When love feels risky, dependency feels dangerous, so she'll decline help, or, if she accepts, she'll immediately balance the ledger. A resource you didn't know you needed. A perfect intro email. Your favorite obscure snack she just happened to see. This is preemptive reciprocity fueled by loss aversion. If she owes you, she's exposed. If she's even, she's safe. Watch the accuracy of her equalizers. They're not random. They target your precise friction points. The adapter you keep misplacing. The route that saves you 10 minutes. The article that answers the problem you muttered at the elevator. That kind of surgical giving says, I'm paying attention, while the quick tally says, no one has leverage here. That's fear and affection holding hands. 6. She future minimizes plans she actually wants. She'll float a soft invitation and attach a parachute. We should check out that exhibit, unless you're over it. Coffee sometime, but you're probably slammed. It might be fun to try that new place. Totally low-key. This is anticipatory rejection management. By building you an easy exit, she protects herself from hearing no as a verdict on her. The tell is repetition across weeks. Small invites with built-in excuses that keep reappearing in slightly different wrappers. If you want to test the signal, grab the invite before the parachute deploys. Offer specifics: day, time, place. Certainty is a kindness to scared hearts. Vagueness keeps them stuck in the waiting room, rearranging magazines. Quick pause. If you want more psychology-backed tells like this, subscribe so the next episode finds you instead of getting lost in the feed. 7. She curates ambient intimacy, then disappears to regulate. Ambient intimacy is the gentle closeness born from low-effort, high-fidelity touches. The meme that threads your inside joke. The one emoji reaction that carries a year of context. The song that lands exactly on your week. She keeps that thread warm, until she doesn't. Then she goes quiet for a bit, not as punishment, but as regulation. Proximity to someone she loves spikes arousal, excitement, hope, fear, and silence is the pressure valve. The sign that distinguishes regulation from disinterest is continuity. When she returns, she resumes the last open loop like no time passed, often referencing the unfinished beat from your previous chat. Hello, Zygarnik effect. If her absence is followed by precise warmth, you're watching a nervous system manage dosage, not pull away. 8. She engineers tiny shared secrets that are benign but binding. Think private codes. A nickname for a cafe, a hand signal across a crowded room, a little rating scale you two use for croissants. They seem playful on the surface, but they're actually attachment artifacts. The minimal group paradigm shows that even arbitrary badges create loyalty. In a dyad, those badges become microbonds. She's not ready for public labels, so she crafts private markers, deniable in daylight, undeniable in how they feel. The giveaway is maintenance. Weeks later, she reuses the code in a text or drops the nickname in conversation like it's a souvenir from a trip only you two took. Fear sidesteps proclamations. Love plants flags you can only see up close. 9. She practices precision vulnerability tailored to your strengths. Instead of a broad confessional, she chooses one controlled tender point that aligns with what you're good at. Asks you to help structure a messy idea because you're the frameworks person, or admits she dreads a networking event because you're calm in rooms full of strangers. This isn't manipulation. It's hypothesis testing. If I hand him something important but manageable, will he be attuned and gentle? She's measuring 2 things. Attunement, do you respond to the right layer? And containment, do you keep it within the boundaries she set? When she circles back to tell you how your suggestion played out, the update is not administrative. It's her nervous system trying on trust. One well-fitted sleeve at a time. 10. She rehearses exits, then abandons them when you're kind. Watch the choreography near the door. She packs early, mentions she really has to run, stands half-turned away, and then lingers when you do one small kindness. Offer water, notice the draft and shift seats. Ask the curious question you saved for last. That little moment interrupts her protective script. In fear-avoidant patterns, rehearsed exits are a self-soothing plan. Leave before I want to stay. Kindness, especially low-pressure, non-transactional kindness, extends the clock. 10 minutes become 20. Then, okay, I'm really going, followed by one more story, one more laugh, one more slow shove of the bag farther from her shoulder. The goodbyes that keep failing to launch aren't indecision. They're her nervous system voting with time when words feel too risky.